Alright, what is up guys, Nate4 here and welcome back to yet another movie review, and today we're going to be talking about Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Alright, so we're just going to be seeing if this movie was a good time, did it suck, is it better than the original, is it the best superhero movie of the year? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it because there is a lot to talk about. Okay, this movie is something else, but I don't know, man. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, positives, the negatives, the pros, and the cons. All right, we're gonna try to cut into every single last detail. All right, so let's get into it. Honestly, trying to talk about this movie without spoiling it is going to be a very difficult thing to do. So if you haven't seen it, if you rather go and watch it for yourself, then come back and watch this, I'd advise if you do that. But if you've already seen it or you just don't really want to watch the movie, then we're gonna hop straight into it, man. But as for the positives, I think Eddie Brock and Venom, they work really well together, man. I think that they work together really well on screen. I think they complement each other. So just like the first movie, they stole the show in this one as well. So 2 thumbs up for them. Same for Carnage, Woody Harrelson, Cletus Cassidy. I think he did really well in this one, at least with what he had. There's a few little moments in the movie where I'm like, I don't know about this, man, but overall, it's Woody Harrelson. He can't really do any wrong, and I thought he was pretty solid as Carnage. I thought he did a pretty solid job. I know some people are a little upset. They're like, "Oh man, this isn't the way he's depicted in the comic books, man. Why is he like this now?" It's whatever. I didn't really read all the Carnage comic books or anything like that, so I wouldn't know. So in my opinion, he was solid. Like I said, it has its positives, but it does have its negatives, which we're gonna hop into really soon. But for the other positives, I think the humor for the movie is pretty solid. I think it has a lot of good jokes in it. It got a lot of laughs out of me personally. But that's also one of the negatives as well, which is something that I definitely have to talk about when the time comes. But another positive for this movie, I thought Mrs. Chen was really funny. Every scene that she was in, I was happy. Everyone in the theater, they were having a good time with it as well. So, yeah, I thought that overall the humor was pretty good for this movie. And another positive for this movie was I thought that the CGI was pretty solid. I thought that Venom and Carnage both looked pretty solid throughout the film. I'm not sure what the budget was for this movie. I'd have to look it up, but I thought that they looked pretty solid. They looked pretty realistic. Probably not top tier CGI or anything like that, but I thought that they looked pretty good. But as for the positives, I don't know. I think that would have to be it, man. Woody Harrelson, Tom Hardy, Venom, and Carnage. I thought that they did pretty good, as long as Mrs. Chen. Other than that, nothing really. Oh, and the humor, I guess. But other than that, the rest of the movie was either kind of meh or kind of rocky, man. So we're gonna talk about that. And first one would have to be the rating. Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. You know, Venom, he has a kid fan base. Okay, he has to be kid friendly at times. But Venom, we want the uncut, unrated, rated R version. Okay, we don't need this kiddie toned down Venom. We want the the rated R, full blood, guts, gore. We want that. Okay, give us the rated R Venom. Alright, we need that. And that was a problem. I get it. It's probably to help with the box office so kids can go and see it. Probably a reason why the movie's performing so well. It's because of the PG-13 rating, but I get it, okay? But we want the rated R version, man. Make it happen. I feel like certain characters need the R rating. Yeah, so the rating was a problem for me. Another problem would definitely have to be the runtime. Because this movie is really short, man. This movie is like an hour and a half long, so that's definitely a problem for me personally. I know some people don't like the movies being like 2 hours long. I get it. But this movie felt like it just needed like an extra like 10 minutes or so to it, man. Like an extra like 15, 20 minutes or so would have definitely helped with this movie in terms of pacing. Because throughout this movie, there's a lot of stuff happening, just scene after scene after scene. It's just all random. I don't know if that was like an editing error or something like that. Maybe it was like a rushed production, but it just seems like different things are happening for different reasons, and it's kind of confusing and it's kind of just weird. And this another reason why the runtime is such a bad thing is because these characters, like there's this character in the movie named Shriek or whatever, and The movie doesn't explain how she gets her powers. We don't understand her backstory. I mean, maybe if you read the comic books, maybe you know who this character is. I don't. Maybe she's newly introduced into the film, because sometimes movies do that. They introduce a whole new character just for the purpose of the film. So I don't know her dynamic with Cletus or whatever. It was not interesting. It was just like, okay, we can cut this part out of the movie. Let's get back to Venom and Brock, okay? Like, I mean, not Brock, Eddie. Sorry. But I don't know, man. It had things going for it and it had things going against it. And another problem I had with this film was that, like I said, I thought the humor was overall pretty solid, but it just felt like it was a little too kiddie at times, a little like they're trying a little too hard for laughs. Like when you have Venom cooking breakfast, or you have Venom at a nightclub with glow sticks all over him, it just kind of rubs you the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, it's trying to be funny, it has to be kid friendly, whatever. It has to have some type of humor, some type of personality, but I feel like those were just a little too much, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is Venom we're talking about. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're just going for their own little spin on it. Maybe they're just going for a little different type of, a different type of Venom. I don't know. It's a PG-13 movie. I don't expect there to be, everything, but it's whatever. But that was one of my problems. Was definitely it's a little too kiddie at times, in my opinion. But that's just me. In this movie, it's weird. I don't know if it's like a love story between Eddie and Venom. I don't know if it's like a buddy cop type deal. Like they they're best friends. They break up. They get back together. It's one of those type deals, like Rush Hour or Bad Boys or some Lethal Weapon, something. I don't know. It's whatever. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this movie, it just feels like it doesn't really know what it wants to be. It wants to be an R-rated movie, wants to be a kid movie, wants to be a superhero movie, wants to be a buddy cop movie. I don't know. And oh my goodness, man, another problem with this. I'm sorry. I know I keep saying that this movie has a lot of problems, and it does. I don't hate this movie as much as I'm probably making it out to be, but it definitely does have its problems. But another problem I had was freaking, why is the movie called Venom, Let There Be Carnage? And there's lots of carnage, okay? Like literally, and the character himself. But why on God's green earth does Venom and Carnage only fight one time in the movie? Why? That makes no sense. Like, literally in Avengers Infinity War, right? The Avengers, they fight against Thanos on numerous different occasions. They fight him multiple times in the film. Why in this movie do they only fight one time? Why? The runtime, the budget, I don't know, but that was not okay. That was not okay. Like, even when they do fight, it's cool or whatever. It's okay, you know what I'm saying? But it just felt kind of underwhelming to me personally. And very predictable, man. You know what they're gonna do in this movie. It's very predictable. It's as freaking clear as day. You know what's gonna happen. It's very predictable. And personally, the PG-13 rating definitely does hold a lot of things back. And the freaking runtime for this movie, an hour and a half, is not enough time. At least nowadays, movies aren't really this short anymore. So I don't know. The first Venom movie was much longer than this one. Maybe they were trying to tone it down a little bit from the first one. Like, they weren't trying a little too hard. They were trying to tone things back. I don't know, man. I really don't know which one is better. I would have to go back and rewatch the first one, but they're both solid, I guess. But it's whatever, man. This movie is just okay. It's not the best thing I've ever seen. It's not the worst. It's an okay movie. If you want to be entertained, go watch it. It's entertaining, but it does have its flaws, alright? It's entertaining, but flawed. Alright, final verdict. I'd have to give this movie a 7 out of 10. Didn't blow my mind. I didn't hate it. And there is an end credit scene, man, and it's really good. So definitely make sure that you guys check it out, man. But I'm in A4, and I am out. Peace.